Alright. All the players having been spawned in, we have on the side of War Machines, we have Bobo Rex rocking the Geb, Cannibal Hunter on that hot Eliminator Ravana, Chester 0024 on Chang'e, Z Bobby PR rocking the Awelix. On the side of Guille E-Sports, we have PvP Davey on Cupid, Keno on Hercules, Mr. Sax on Raw, Mikey Windle on Odin in the jungle role, and Phil Taylor on the support. Going ahead and taking a look at items. Guille E-Sports seeming to do this dual lane starting at red strat, whereas Hunter for the side of... He looks to be soloing one of these buffs, as the support starts in mid and the jungle starts in solo. Good wave clear coming out here in the solo lane. Mid and support being aggressed on a little bit, but nothing too serious gonna happen. The Cernanos opting to do the start to solo a buff, but not take either of the buffs confuses me a small bit, but now that he has 3 people here gonna be able to secure it, no problem. As mid jungle steal away these mids, not yet going for a buff. Losing their speed, however, as the Awelix and the Robin were able to invade both buffs. The Awelix making a smart rotation, not going around the back, but still running into 2 people here in a 1v2 situation as they go for her speed buff. Ra having his one for secure. It is gonna be secured by the Awelix, who's now fighting into 3 people. The Chang'es here coming to try and with a bit of help. Awelix being able to secure the first blood. Hercules, bad spot. Oh man. Odin was able to secure the red, but has lost 2 people already to this Chang'e and Awelix comp. Really early game that you don't want to let snowball in. This first blood on Awelix, Mr. Sax just catching too much damage from the feather step combo could be bad. Taking a look over at this dual lane, nothing too exciting happening. A little bit of hope that's going to be sustained up by the Terra. Here comes an engage. Nothing too serious going on. In the solo lane, people are trading blows, both poked out and primed for a jungle gank, but it looks like Robin hitting this 5 here. Ult on the mark, Hercules popping his heel, root off the mark. This Hercules might escape. Not only is he going to escape, Robin's going to go down here after getting driving struck into the tower. That is huge for the Hercules, not only having his ult down, but also being able to secure the kill. I missed what happened to the Chang'e because I was looking at the solo lane, but the ability to shut her down fairly early out of the side of Guille E-Sports, especially after she got that kill, is great. Making a comeback after what I can only presume to be a misplay in the beginning of the game, giving up those 2 kills to Guille E-Sports. However, this Awelix still going around, still farming up strong. Looking like she might go for this rotation of elementals, which she is, and then possibly a 3-man invade onto the blue of the Hercules. Just two-man invading over here. Robin and Awilix might be able to secure this. Okay. Oh, able to secure it was the side of WarM machines, but Hercules gonna go down here. Two ults popped on him. Odin forced to beads and all here, gonna be chased by the Ulix. A couple more autos, but Terra's Blessing gonna get him out. Yeah, blinking in. Juked by the Odin and now in a bad spot. Knocking on up and ulting the Ra, missing the ult on the Ra. In fact, this Ra being very fast, but not being able to run away from Cannibal Hunter on this Ravana. A good ult from the Hercules coming out and doing damage to the Chang'e. A nice knockup. Cupid's here with the rotation. Hercules taking out the Chang'e. Geb with a nice knockup. Jeez. A lot going on in this early game. Probably one of the most early game fights we've seen in this league so far. Really wish I wasn't solo casting it. Bobo Rex being collapsed on by the Odin, taking a lot of damage with the poor time. Geb shield slowed. Hercules with the knockup, about to driving strike through. It's a dead. Good rotations coming out of Guille E-Sports to get a winning trade out of this. Awilix, however, securing their own speed, keeping up in levels. Missing the auto on this Hercules, not going to be able to poke him out any further. CERN getting this mid farm and Guille E-Sports stealing away the oracles for the first time, I think. Maybe not. I've also just been corrected that it was not a Awilix that got first blood. It was in fact the Cupid. So that rotation does make sense and is snowballing him even further. Three-man grouped over here. A good flow coming out on Awilix. Just gonna jump away. Chased by the Odin. Bird bomb off the mark. No leap available for Awilix. Geb stun, or Geb shield, not stun, to protect her from any incoming damage. Guille E-Sports just gonna disengage here. I did not see the kill that took place in solo lane, but it looks like there was a three-man rotation onto the Hercules. Looking at these builds, nothing out of the ordinary thus far. Both solo laners opting for Travelers and Ra picking up the Celestial, or I think Celestial Legion home first to battle this Awilix Rob comp. Ravana making a rotation to mid, it looked like, but opting instead to go back for the blue buff that's about to spawn. Awilix on the left side of the wall looking at that low health Terra perhaps. Just gonna walk away. Over in duo lane, there's a 2v1 against this fed Cupid right now.
I'm back, milady. Anything else?
Red gonna be secured for both teams by the look of it. One going to the ADC, the other going to the mid laner. Hercules getting the better end of this trade. He might be able to secure a kill here. Nope. Just gonna... Robin just gonna walk away, what I can only presume is due to cooldowns. Awilix chasing the Hercules into solo and getting some good damage out. Terra's Blessing and as well as a stun into tower coming out. Robin jumping back in, a good root on the Hercules, gonna secure the kill. Odin's here, moving very fast because of that passive speed buff. Robin, invulnerability just off the mark, taking a lot of damage. Odin able to pick up the kill for himself. Looking back in the mid lane, Chang'e's in between a 1v2 situation. Terra rotating over to match the Geb. Chang'e just opting to poke out this Ra a little bit. Ra's Celestial beam off the mark a bit. Checking this dual lane, it looks like CERN is actually getting more farm than this Cupid by the smallest amount, but after this dash, no ult coming out, just looking for a few more autos. PvP Davy and Justifly having a good match over here in this duel lane. Mid's gonna be secured the way of War Machines. However, Oracles, something not very focused by War Machines, gonna be secured by Guille E-Sports again. Sentry wards coming out in important chokes around mid. It's a relatively even game right now, taking a look at the gold difference. It's only in the way of War Machines by about 1,000 XP, roughly the same. That's only what I can presume from those early buffs stolen and perhaps later kills secured. Robin being able to secure those just before Fire Giant spawns. Good play. A fight going on left mid jungle. A two-man stun coming out. Terra and a lot of damage here. She got stunned out of her dash, being chased by the Awilix. Her Moonlight Charge just off the mark. Dash came back up. Awilix getting hard baited. Chang'e just barely surviving what I can only presume was a raw snipe. And Geb gonna have to get himself out here. Great plays out of Phil Taylor, the Terra, keeping cool, making sure the Awilix can't land her feather step, dodging as well as it just being off the mark for the Moonlight Charge, which would have almost guaranteed a death as she did not have her passive up. And first gold period of the game going to be secured by Guille E-Sports off of that force back for the mid lane and the support. Shifting the gold difference in their favor by about 500, making up for those early secured buffs as they have not been losing any of their more recent ones. Raw Odinalt being up again, such a potent combo. Oh, Justify able to take down Davey, or PvP Davey with the help of the Geb. Sorry I missed that. Taking that red buff out of his hands too is going to be fairly large. Raw opting to get some farm and then head back to mid with the Terra. Over in the solo lane, just a beating going down on both sides. Herc being the better end of this trade because Mystical Mail, as well as Robin being off the mark with a few abilities. Just as I say that, Herc misses driving strike and gets punished by the Root 1 combo, popping that obnoxious heal and protection buff. He's gonna be fine though. Looking at the items, Chang'e opting to go for this Book of Thoth. Both oracles being secured by the side of War Machines, but Chang'e opting to go for this Book of Thoth. The ADC out of Guille Esports opting to go for a Shifter Shield as well as what the Odin already has picked up. I would have liked to see a bit more anti-heal against this comp. Even rushed Divine Rune is fairly strong, gives a good amount of power, a decent amount of pen. However, just as I say this, Terra's Blessing being popped, seeing if they can't secure the low health Awilix there in mid, but overall just gonna be wasted, I suppose. Looking at this left lane, 3-man rotation on this Cernunnos. Popping his Aegis, he's just gonna dash away here. Not even dash, Odin Cage coming out, but Cernunnos popping his ult to disperse the Odin Cage like it was nothing. A good knock-up pull out of the Gebelwheeler, gonna secure this Terra for the Cernunnos. Cupid forced to pop his dash. Chang'e with a great stun behind the wall. Cupid not having his dash, looks like he might go down here. The sustain gonna be a helpful factor, saving him from 2 more autos. That stun's not gonna come out, and he's gonna go down to Justify again. Raw in mid, getting out of that fight, securing some farm, as well as Mikey Wendell, who was able to make an escape. Raw with that hot 360 Celestial Beam, able to hit the minion wave just fine. Blue buff secured by the side of Guille E-Sports. Robin forced to ult away. Hercules chasing this Geb, able to hit the knockup, not having driving strike off cooldown, I presume. Chonga rotating and looking at this Hercules. There's Blessing coming out. Just some good poke damage. Geb being knocked up inside of the Odin cage, trying to phantom out Chonga with a good stun. Getting this Hercules low, but not able to secure Odin. Leaping back in, Geb's gonna ult him. Beads and Frenzy coming out of the side of Guille E-Sports, but War Machines is gonna come away with the better end of this so far. Terra CC leading into Hercules. CC leads into a dead Chonga. Ra being aggressed on, forced to Beads the slow and possible fear of the root. Everyone on the side of War Machine is low, but over in this duo lane, these two hunters know they have to make a play here. Their team's fighting. Cupid forced to dash. It looks like the Cern might aggress, having 2 levels on him. Just a few autos will end this. Cupid Heart Bomb being down. His dash should be coming up off cooldown soon. Having that heal available, it's going to sustain him up a bit. Cern dashed. Autos off the mark. Forced to Aegis because of this choke. Catching a Heart Bomb. It looks like this is going to go the way of Guille E-Sports. Wheelix on this rotation, gonna be too late as the Cupid's already started backing. Instead opting to go for the wave. However, Guille E-Sports taking the opportunity, knowing they just crossed mid to secure this rather easy to burn objective of Portal Demon. War Machine's just opting to secure these oracles, knowing it's not safe quite yet to go for this. An ult coming out on the Odin who has his leaf up. I don't know if I agree with that. A Wheelix ult down. A little bit of CC and aggression coming off, but going to be off the mark from the side of Guille E-Sports in order to do any sort of damage. Still not seeing much anti-heal come out for either team except Terra, who looks like she might be going into a Pestilence after having picked up that Urchin. There's Blessing coming out, trying to get, as they secure the Geb here in the left lane. PvP Davey in trouble between 2 people. Getting caught out by Featherstep and Cernanos autos. A good root coming out of the Cernanos. 2 double kill for the Cernanos. He is huge right now, level 17. Closest on to, in comparison, is the level 16 Hercules on the side of Guille E-Sports. Opting instead of going for this Gold Fury to steal away all of the farm and siege this T1 on left, perhaps even secure the kill on this Ra if they're willing to dive. A good Ra coming out to clear the wave, and then he's just going to run away knowing he's not in any spot to fight them off. His ult being down means they might be able to go for this Gold Fury now though, as Ra won't have any sort of big secure. Guille E-Sports, however, having a Sentry Ward on the Gold Fury might be Windle on the rotation on this Odin. A good Bird Bomb could secure this Gold Fury, and it does. Being immediately ulted and forced to cage, however. A Phantom coming out. A Wheelix is chasing on Suku. Geb's gonna be able to secure the kill. Guile E-Sports with a great Gold Fury steal. Ra being aggressed on here, secured by the Chang'e. Terra's Blessing coming up just off the mark. A follow-up Cataclysm and knock-up coming out. Terra being pulled into the Awilix. So a lot of ults popped here for the Terra to just escape. Cupid ult coming out. Awilix has the shield on her, chasing under the tower, no problem. Gotta love Geb shields him, right? The Hercules and the Odin making the rotations here now. A lot of good damage coming out of this Hercules-Odin combo. A good Geb shield, however, going to be able to save them from a lot of it. Phantom coming out to try and chase. Hercules getting out and Mikey Wendell getting out the other way. Being chased by this Raven, forced to leave. In a bad spot here now. Raven Shout should save him from a bit of damage, but not enough. I lied. Terra's Blessing combined with the speed buff and a blink going to get him out, as well as Cupid split pushing this T1 on left. That's a good chunk of gold, despite the losses they might have endured in that fight. Cernanos root on the mark, forcing out this Cupid dash. Cern chasing. A good ult coming out, forcing this Cupid's beads. Geb here. Cupid's trying to turn, Aegising and hitting the heart bomb. Awilix able to secure with the feather step, however. Yo opting to lose their ADC and go for this Gold Fury. WarM Machine's not having any idea this is going on. No ward coverage. Everyone on the side of Guile is over here, but just gonna be able to be secured with these. Good two-man Cataclysm coming up on the side of WarM Machine's. Raw force the beads here. Robin chasing in the backline. Raw force the Aegis here. Both actives down for the Raw. Two ults, I believe, down for the side of WarM Machines. No, all ults but the Awilix is down for WarM Machines. A good Phantom coming out. And now all outs except for the Cupid ult coming up down for the side of Guile. Cupid going down to the Awilix ult, ironically enough. A good knock-up and stun coming out from the Hercules. A great Geb shield's gonna save the Chang'e from any fatal damage. A three-man Wild Hunt coming out from the Cernanos, possibly gonna make this team disengage. A Wheelix Herc CC just off the mark. Raw Celestial Beam able to secure it. Mikey Wendell trying to make an escape into the right jungle, but going down to Cernanos autos. 22 minutes in here, the gold lead is just barely in the favor of Guile E-Sports. However, the XP difference is hugely in the favor of WarM Machines right now, mostly on the Cernanos, rocking a level 19, still only rivaled by the one level behind Hercules. Robin in a unfavorable spot since he didn't have follow-up, and Raw gonna be just off the mark. That is all else except Cupid down for the side of Guile, and now the Hercules as well, but now the Odin as well. Alt coming off cooldown. is what I should be saying here. As Stern thinks time for him to try and solo this gold through with the help of Chang'e. Not being spotted out by the Cupid until late, they're going to be able to secure their first gold fury of the game. Chang'e here in mid, getting a nice two-man stun as she's caught in the midst of this Odin Cage and CC. A good Geb shield coming out. Terra's wall actually stopping the Hercules block from hitting. It's not Terra's fault, just poor placement. A Wheelix ult off the mark on the knocked up Hercules. That's going to be huge in this next fight. Terra noticing that and engaging. A 4-man wild hunt coming out as Odin secures this Chang'e with the bird bomb in the background. Not taking much damage. He's just going to walk it off. His build, so minorly tanky, but Odin's base stats just making him able to take so much as well as do so much damage. Cannibal Hunter going down to PvP Davy. 2 for none trade as the side of Guille E-Sports starts to secure this T2. I think this is where momentum starts to shift in these team fight phases. They have a lot of ults coming out on the side of Guille between the Cupid and the Odin Cage. Granted, there are 3 Phantoms on the side of War Machines, 1 every time a cooldown is necessary. I just don't think it's going to be enough to fight into this late game. Guille E-Sports opting to secure vision on 2 sides of the map, Oracle's at Gold Fury and a Sentry Ward on Fire Giant. It's been a close game so far. A big fight looking like it's gonna come out on the side of this portal demon. Guile making the rotation in as the sentry ward is broken down by War Machine. Some good poke coming out onto the Cupid, who's just gonna sustain it back up, however.
I'm back, milady.
Guile E-Sports seems to be starting up this portal demon, having it at half health now. A bit lower, raw ult being a hard secure here, opting instead to leash it. Just for now, Odin blinking in, Cupid ult coming out, a good phantom out of what I can presume either the Chang'e. Yeah, the Chang'e I'd have to imagine. Raw ult gonna be off the mark on everyone but the Chang'e, but not able to secure her. A Wheelix going down first in the background, followed by Justify up here in the front to PvP Davy. Gonna be able to do an awkward dash away and sustain up a little bit. Robin's chasing too hard alone. A good Geb shield coming out. The burst damage of the Chang'e not being prevalent in this 2v5 fight, except for a little bit of poke behind the back. Everyone now being aggressed on. Cannibal Hunter gonna be the first to fall in this 3 for none trade. Guile Esports now opting to secure this portal demon for themselves. Oh, I didn't even notice that Hercules spotted the Chang'e and secured the kill on her. That was a 4 for none trade. As well as the entire team being able to spawn in on this fire giant. Geb's gonna be the only one here to spot it out as a Wheelix makes the rotation over. It is now at half health. A good Odin Cage coming out to stop Geb from being able to secure it, but the team decides to leave and instead blow up the Geb. Now going back to the 75% down fire giant. A few more abilities should be able to secure this Raw getting into position. Guille E-Sports has destroyed the Fire Giant despite the best efforts of the Awelix and the Cernanos. Now opting to push out this right lane is Guille E-Sports. They're just trying to take their snowball off the fight team, go for the win here. It looks like having a T2 down in mid, this T2 down in right will expose two Phoenixes, which is, in my opinion, a safe time for game. Hercules just going in with 2 forms of healing, 3 forms of healing backing him up, just looking absolutely terrifying. PvP Davey instead opting to back here, the team following in his example. They might go for gold. Gold Fury being tussled over. These Cupid autos just chunking this thing down. Rock coming in and securing. Guille E-Sports has destroyed the Gold Fury and is now aggressing with his Cupid auto. Wild Hunt off the mark on anyone but the tanks, it looks like. A lot of burst heal coming out from this side of Guile. A good Aegis prolonging this Cupid's life as the Geb and the Chang'e go down on the side of War Machines. They're going to be forced out here, not having frontline or a lot of their burst damage now. However, this Hercules not letting anyone back. A good knock up onto the Cernanos, chasing him down with Mystical Mail, but that dash just so fast, gonna get him out. A good root out of Ravana, gonna make sure that his Hunter's able to heal up in the fountain. Cernanos just going down, caught in a cage and bursted out. Here goes the first Phoenix of the game to the side of Guille E-Sports. A lot of good burst coming out on this Raw, but it's just going to be sustained back up. The spicy anti-hero finally coming online here for the Geb with the Pestilence, as well as the Awelix getting a Beast Stick online. Geb, however, going to go down. Cannibal Hunt able to secure the Cupid, however, also gonna go down here. Double kill for Mikey Wendell. DC just off the mark for the Hercules, but they're attacking this Titan lightly, trying to focus out this Chang'e, it looks like. Chang'e opting to just clear wave as the side of Guille E-Sports tries to burn this Titan. Looks like it's gonna be game 1 for the side of Guille E-Sports. That's game 1 to the side of Guille E-Sports. We'll see you in the next game for picks and bans.